Hi there, how you going? Just checking a couple of emails on my phone here, and I've been doing a bit of work on the laptop here in the home office. One thing that we've probably noticed over the last couple of weeks working in schools is that we're spending increasingly more and more time on these screens, okay? And we need to do that just with what's taking place at the moment throughout term two. But what I'd like to do as a Blue Earth coach and someone who understands what's happening for teachers and principals and what's going on at the moment in the current climate, is to offer up some little activities that help to decompress the spine, help to create a little bit of space through our minds, and help free us up in a good way so we feel a little bit happier and feel good about what's taking place for ourselves. So first thing I'm going to do, it's a nice day outside today. I'm going to go outside, I'm going to get out of this space. And this is what I recommend you do whenever you get the opportunity, is to create a little bit of time just to get out of the space that you're in and into a different space. So follow me out. I'm going to go through a few things. Another nice day. So first thing, simply by just getting up and getting out of that space and lengthening out through my body, I'm connecting in a good way for myself. So this is something you might want to try. Firstly, it's good to just get into the body a little bit in a good way. So you can start off with your feet about hip distance apart, soften through your knees. Just start rubbing your hands together, okay? So by doing this straight away, we're going to create some good energy in the body. You can start off slow and then start to work a little bit more vigorously through the hands and the arms, so we can start to feel that, and that starts to lift our heart rate. So after doing this for, I don't know, as long as you feel like you need to do it, you can stop there, step the feet in. You might want to close the eyes for a moment just to check in with what's taking place there after doing that. So I can feel a little bit of tingling through my hands. I can feel a little bit of heat, and I've noticed by that movement I've created a little bit of a good change with my heart. So my heart's beating a little bit faster, and I can start to bring it back to what's happening with my body and my breath. So let's do that now with the feet. Notice around the feet. We can scan gently up through the body. If we're feeling like we need to decompress and relax through certain areas, we can check in with that. So I'm going to focus on my neck and shoulders, which is an area that does get tight. So if I breathe in through the nose, I might just do a simple series of shoulder rolls here. So a couple of these. Breathing out, letting the shoulder blades glide down into the hip pockets. Breathing in, breathing out, and relaxing. Good. So now I've decompressed a little bit and relaxed through the shoulders. I'm going to start to just free up through the spine. So with this activity, the hands face away, and I can just gently move through the trunk of the body. Nice relaxed arms. And you might spend about, I don't know, as long as you need to. I like to do about, 10 or 20 of these just to relax and free up. Do a couple more. And gradually slowing down. Good, so already I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Just by being outside, good fresh air, lengthening out through the body, letting go through some areas that, there's a bit of stress and tension building. Okay everyone, if you enjoyed that last offering of a little bit of mindful movement, Blue Earth activity, you might like to tack on this as well, all right? So following on from what we've done, you might like to set up again, and this time we're going to add a little bit more movement. So simple, opposite hand, opposite knee. This is really good because it lights up the brain, both sides, left and right, in a good way. Okay, and you can increase the intensity. Think about keeping your body nice and long as you do this. So shoulders down from the ears, lengthen through the crown of your head, knees up a little bit higher just to increase that intensity if you want to do that. After you've done that for a little while, gradually slowing back down. Okay, so after rolling through that for a little bit, all right, heart rate might be up a little bit again. That's a good thing. All right, so now we'll come back to the breath with movement through the body. So we breathe in, coming up through the hands and arms. Breathe out, all the way back down. And you can even incorporate coming up onto the balls of the toes a little bit through this activity. Coming back down. So timing the breath, breathing in, coming up, nice and tall. Breathing out, softly coming back down through the heels. Every so often, it's good just to check in with the shoulders and relax and let go. Encourage that to take place as much as possible. Good, try that. Okay, so to tie in with our Blue Earth mindful movement activities that you've been rolling out for yourself and giving back to yourself in a good way, we're just going to finish off with a little bit of breath work, which is great because it ties in beautifully with this whole approach. Right, so to do this, we're going to use our hand, doesn't matter which hand, left or right, whatever you prefer, but you take your hand out in front. We're going to be looking at the back of our hand first, and then using the pointy finger, index finger on the opposite hand, sitting it on the outside of the little finger. We breathe into the top. When we get to the top, we're going to breathe out all the way back down slowly. So breathing in, breathing out all the way back down slowly. I want to emphasize slowing the out breath. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Nice to finish off with the thumb because it's a longer out breath. All the way back down. So when we get to here, we flip the hand over and we're just going to study our hand. Just take a little bit of time just to really focus on your palm, your fingers. I want you to really hone in and look at what's there on that hand, okay? And if you find that your mind's wandering, that's normal. It's completely normal for our mind to do that. You can catch that thought and just come back to what's happening with the hand. So I'm looking at all the different creases, the lines, the lumps, the bumps, really honing in on that. You might decide to be curious and try that with the other hand too, see what's different. And by doing this, we're giving our whole self to one thing. We're not thinking about what email we're going to do later or who we're talking to or who we haven't talked to. We're just doing something right here, right now with the present moment. And that's essentially the foundation of any mindful practice, all right? We've used our breath, we've focused on one thing. So that's a great practice to have for yourself and one I really encourage you to do. Now with this Blue Earth mindful movement approach, it allows you to be or to maintain the best version of yourself. All right, there's so much give to others at this time. We're creating a practice and we want to do that on a daily basis. So we really look after ourselves. We need to invest in ourselves, all right? Look after yourself. We want to emphasize that. It's really important too to also note that when we're on screens, it's pretty easy to get caught up in that screen time world where all of a sudden we might be looking at a screen for hours on end and we lose track of that time. Right, so be mindful of that. That's another thing to consider, all right, because that's how stress and shortening and tightening manifests in the body, all right, and that's how our mind gets really affected if we allow that to happen. So, create a practice on a daily basis that allows you to be the best version of yourself, and we hope that some of these activities that we've shared with you are a really good starting point for that, so it can help you.